Did you know that guarding every single penny you own actually makes you biologically predisposed to marry someone who will just spend it all?
Yeah, it sounds like a joke, but it's completely real.
Right. So welcome to this custom deep dives put together just for you. Today, we've gathered this huge stack of neurological studies and behavioral psychology research.
A lot of fascinating data in this one.
Oh, absolutely. And our mission today is to explore this really strange psychological trap, like why extreme savers are subconsciously drawn to marrying spendthrifts and, how these couples can actually survive the inevitable financial fallout.
Yeah, researchers called it the fatal fiscal attraction, and it's actually one of the very few exceptions to the psychological rule that we're, naturally drawn to people who are similar to us.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. I mean, why would someone who literally color codes their savings spreadsheet want to marry someone who treats money like it's just burning a hole in their pocket?
Well, it all comes down to what scientists call the pain of paying.
The pain of paying.
Exactly. So neurologically speaking, when you even just think about spending money, this specific part of your brain called the anterior insula activates.
Wait, the anterior insula, isn't that?
That is the exact same region that processes physical pain and disgust.
Oh, wow. So it actually hurts?
Literally. For a tightwad, this anticipatory pain is just agonizing. So they spend, far less than they actually want to. But for a spendthrift, that pain response is basically absent. They feel almost nothing at all.
Okay, so um, it's like hiring a super strict personal trainer because you personally hate going to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, are we just subconsciously outsourcing the financial traits we completely lack?
That is a perfect analogy, yes.
Mhm.
It's really driven by this deep self-dissatisfaction.
Meaning they don't actually like being that way.
Right. Both the tightwad and the spendthrift, they secretly deplore their own extreme habits because they dislike that rigid or chaotic part of themselves. They are subconsciously repelled by people who are just like them.
So they're magnetically drawn to their exact opposites. But wait, I mean, if they balance each other out, shouldn't this be like a perfect, harmonious match?
You'd think so, but the sources reveal this really tragic twist. This exact dynamic is actually a massive predictor of chronic, intense marital conflict over finances.
Oh, man.
And here's the kicker. It is completely independent of how much actual income or debt the couple has.
Wait, really? So even rich couples?
Even incredibly wealthy couples, you can have millions, but if one brain feels physical agony at every single purchase and the other brain feels nothing, I mean, you are biologically wired to clash on a daily basis.
Man, that is wild. So, what does this all mean for you if you're a couple trapped in this cycle? Like, if their brains are literally operating on totally different frequencies, how do they stop fighting when the credit card statements arise?
Well, the research points to a really practical tool called nonviolent communication, or NVC.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a great framework for discussing money without triggering blame or defensiveness. And it's highly practical for, say, Malaysian couples who often have to navigate some really complex, tight-knit family financial tensions.
Right, where there's a lot of cultural expectations and family duty tied up in the money.
Exactly. So instead of just yelling, you spent too much again, you break it down into 4 steps. First is observation. You just state the facts without judgment.
Like when I saw the credit card bill.
Right. Then, feeling. You express the emotion without attacking. So, I felt anxious.
Or observation, feeling, what's next?
Need. You identify the underlying value. Because I really value stability.
Got it.
And finally, a request. You ask clearly and kindly. Would you be open to reviewing our budget together?
Oh, I mean, in a calm, quiet room, that sounds great. But let's be real here. When a massive, unexpected bill arrives and you're just seeing red, nobody is going to remember to politely state their quote-unquote underlying values.
No, you're totally right. It's really hard. But in the heat of the moment, the framework actually relies on something much simpler. It's called the empathic pause.
The empathic pause.
Yeah. Before you even open your mouth to speak, you just silently ask yourself, am I listening to understand or am I listening to defend?
And just taking a breath, like asking yourself that one question, that actually changes the trajectory of a whole financial argument.
It does, because that single pause physically interrupts the anterior insula's panic response that we talked about earlier.
Oh, it stops the pain response.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It gives your prefrontal cortex cortex time to catch up, which physically shifts your brain from this biological defense state back into logic.
That makes a lot of sense, honestly. Because, money arguments are rarely about the actual math on the spreadsheet.
Almost never.
They're almost always about these clashing emotional needs, right?
Yeah.
Like biological threat responses and those hidden psychological scripts.
Absolutely. Which really raises an important question for you to mull over as we wrap up.
Let's hear it.
If we are naturally drawn to financial partners who offset our own perceived flaws, what does your choice of partner reveal about the money fears you are secretly hiding from yourself?
Are you just, outsourcing the financial habits you're too afraid to face? Keep an eye on that anterior insula. It might just be dictating your love life.